I now invite Janet Stewart to come forward and light the chalice and lead us in our affirmation of covenant, which is printed in your order of service.
I light this chalice with these words. Open our eyes to see what is beautiful. Open our minds to learn what is true. Open our hearts to love one another. Please join me in the affirmation of covenant, which you will find printed in your order of service, saying, Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other.
So I approached putting this little service together and answering the question of why observe Labor Day. I've said that in my lifetime many times, and I don't think I've ever stopped to really consider what was at hand, what we were really observing. So that's what this service is about, to tell you some of the things. I would like to talk about a lady I found I never heard of, and I think she was quite important. Her name was Frances Perkins. She was a workers' rights advocate and the first female member of a presidential cabinet. When Franklin Roosevelt became president in 1933, he appointed Perkins as Secretary of Labor. Ms. Perkins served in that position for all 12 years of FDR's presidency and helped pull the United States out of the Depression. She said, "It's our job as women, as citizens, to make democracy work. I came to Washington to work for God, Mr. Roosevelt, and millions of forgotten plain and common working men." In March of 1911, Frances Perkins was a witness to the most tragic industrial accident in American history to that day, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire of 1911. That day, she witnessed the horror as 47 workers, mostly young women, jumped from the upper floors of the building to their death. The ladders from the rescue vehicles could not reach the 9th and 10th floors of the buildings. In all, 146 people died that day. One source I read reported that the doors were locked to prevent the young women from leaving their workstations. Deeply shaken from witnessing this tragic event, she insisted there be laws to protect the workplace, safety, and health, and she went to work. 13 of the 17 bills she helped write were enacted into law between 1913 and 1914. When living in Chicago, Frances worked at the Chicago Commons at Hull House. She saw hardships facing the working class and realized the need for legislation to address job training, health services, food, child care, and financial skills. She focused her master's thesis on childhood malnutrition in New York's Hell's Kitchen. She became an effective lobbyist for labor and social reforms. In February 22 of 1933, FDR offered Perkins the role of Secretary of Labor. The progressive legislation and legislative initiatives she moved into law ran the gamut. Social Security, unemployment insurance, public works projects, U.S. Employment Services, Fair Labor Standards Act, child labor laws, minimum wage, a 40-hour work week, and more. A few of the labor initiatives successful under Perkins included the Workers' Progress Administration, or WPA, which provided jobs for 8 million Americans, the Civilian Conservation Corps, or CCC, that helped millions of young men, offering a sense of purpose and improving their skills. The CCC planted billions of trees and implemented countless miles of roads and trails and implemented significant soil conservation efforts. The masterpieces of their work still adorn our national forests. This program ended in 1942. Congress discontinued its funding to support the war effort. Social Security Act was enacted into law in 1934. As of 2022, 70.6 million people received benefits from the program administered by the Social Security Administration. In 1962, Perkins reflected on the longevity of this important social service. One thing I know, Social Security is so embedded in the American psychology today that no politician, no political party or group can destroy this act and still maintain the democratic system. Today, we need to be aware that these protections are endangered of being abolished. So why do we observe Labor Day? To honor heroes like Francis Perkins, who took on the task of building the New Deal with FDR, to lift the country out of depression and give American workers a chance to prosper. And those governors, congressmen, and women, the journalists and citizens like us who fight for justice and equality today in this unstable time. We observe Labor Day to recognize the innumerable contributions of the workers have made to American strength, prosperity, and well-being. No one can deny that the wealth of this nation was bought on the backs of the enslaved African Americans and the unnamed immigrants who died trying to support their families, harvesting the fruits and vegetables we put on our table, and the Hispanic immigrants and citizens being deported, even as I'm speaking. We want to remember American workers who organized protest, the dangerous condition in mines, mills, and factories, and the inequalities in every sector, from the 1850s to the Pullman Railroad strike in 1894, when Grover Cleveland made Labor Day a federal holiday. And the people who still today work in industries like meatpacking and poultry processing, who put in countless hours in a dangerous environments for minimum pay. And Black August, to teach our children the lessons of Black August and the ongoing struggles and resistance of Black communities. The Haitian Revolution, a successful insurrection by rebellious, self-liberated, enslaved Africans against French colonial rule. And the Black freedom fighters and political prisoners of the 1970s who started the Black August movement for a time of remembrance and tribute to resistance leaders and martyrs of liberation. Labor Day celebrates liberation, the ongoing struggle that we are in. So I ask you now, which side are you on? How can you use your time and gifts to further the never-ending fight for diversity, equity, and inclusion, to honor those who have come before us and given their lives for equality and safety in the workplace, and those who stand today to hold the pillars safe of our democracy? One thing you can do is participate in Labor Day protest, which will be tomorrow from 10 to 12 under the Broadway Bridge. The theme is workers over billionaires, and I think we all know what that means. Bring a hat, water, a placard that reflects the services and traditions that you are concerned about losing. Be counted, encourage others, and be encouraged. We are not alone, we are many. May we put our feet in motion and march with our predecessors to claim our liberty and justice for all. So be it. I now invite Janet back up to extinguish the chalice. Please join in saying our closing words, which you will find printed in your order of service, saying, "Go out into the world in peace, have courage, hold on to what is good, return to no person evil for evil, strengthen the faint-hearted, support the weak, help the suffering, honor all beings." And may we all stand strong in this difficult time.